Graphic video captures a hit and run on camera. Who's behind bars tonight? And more of our exclusive one-on-one interview with Donald Trump.
6 News. Coverage you can count on. Starts now.
Hello, and thank you for staying up late with us. I'm Lauren Hensley. Getting to our top story tonight, we're learning more details about a hit-and-run crash that happened Thursday night in the Moxham area. Surveillance video provides us new clues about what happened. Frightening video seen here as a driver strikes a bicyclist. You can see the bicycle smashed on the front of this truck, the driver then driving right past the victim, leaving him injured on the streets. 6 News reporter Katie O'Toole has the details.
William Bergen was riding his bicycle across the intersection of Ohio Street and 300 Place in Moxham Thursday night. But when he crossed, he was struck by Frederick Sabo in his truck. Police say Sabo was intoxicated at the time and speeding through the neighborhood just before stopping at Sheetz. This surveillance video shows Sabo speed away from Bergen with his bicycle still smashed to the front of his truck. Once he drags that off, he drives right past Bergen, lying in the street, injured. Police say that night, Sabo drove at high speeds, causing potential hazards with his lights off to avoid being identified and found by police. In the meantime, multiple cars are then also seen driving right past Bergen, still lying injured on the ground. Sabo and his passenger, police identified to be Lacey Noggle, were customers at the Sheetz on Ohio Street just before the incident. Sheetz surveillance video allowed police to identify the two and the vehicle's registration. Later that night, police found that vehicle on 600 Place. They say when they arrived on the scene, the people inside threatened to shoot their canine officer. More units arrived and the two were arrested. Noggle told police she did not witness the crash because she was opening a food wrapper at the time, but she felt it. Police say when she asked Sabo what happened, he said nothing but looked scared. She also told police when they got home, she asked again, "What happened?" Sabo replied, "I think we hit someone. We're going to jail." Katie O'Toole, 6 News.
Jerry Sandusky's criminal appeal continues. Friday, Sandusky made a forceful denial of child molestation charges he was convicted of in 2012. During that trial, he waived his right to testify. Sandusky is hoping to have his conviction overturned. The hearing will pick back up on August 22nd. Investigators are still trying to figure out how a child fell off of a roller coaster Thursday. It happened at Idlewild and Soak Zone in Ligonier. The child has been identified as 3-year-old Declan McLean. Park officials say he was riding with a 7-year-old brother. Officials do not know the exact location where it happened, but the ride remains closed as police continue to investigate. More details now into a strong armed robbery in Blair County. Altoona police have identified a man who they say stole life-saving medication from a 73-year-old woman. Police say this man you see here, Scott Borges, is responsible. Tuesday, a 73-year-old woman was walking home from Thompson's Pharmacy with her diabetic medication in hand. Police say he snatched the medication from the woman's hand and took off. If you know where he is, contact Altoona police. Dozens gathered in Somerset County to honor the police officers who were killed earlier this month in Dallas. A candlelight vigil and a concert was held at the Odyssey Outdoor in Boswell. Local artists played their original music dedicated to the fallen men. Donations were accepted and all of the money raised will go to the families of those brave men who put their lives on the line.
I think it's a great cause, and my goal is to make a difference and possibly even be the start of bringing peace back into America.
You can still make a donation that will go directly to the families of those Dallas officers by visiting atodallas.org. And we've seen some thunderstorms today. I know I hit some rain on my way traveling to Johnstown. Josh, how's it looking tonight?
Well, right now, most everything's starting to die down as we head through the midnight hour here and approach the overnight stretch. We're looking at just 1 or 2 showers left over at this point in the going after a rough evening for some. Very intense thunderstorms made their way across several counties. At a last check, the stronger storms that were in Clearfield County around 10 o'clock have fizzled out. They made their way in across Center County as well, with some brief downpours and frequent lightning tonight. That seemed to be one of the main culprits out of all of this, was the very frequent lightning that we were experiencing. Otherwise, it looks like for tonight and the rest of tonight, many locations are going to be on the quieter side. A few scattered showers out across Ohio, but really not much left over here tonight. Look at these temperatures. 80 degrees at this hour in Huntington. Midnight hour, 80 in Bedford as well. It looks like we'll be running in the low to mid 80s tomorrow afternoon. Still some showers and storms in the forecast through Sunday.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump visited Blair County on Friday. Trump wasted no time calling out his opponent Hillary Clinton and the Obama administration for the current climate of the United States. Trump spoke about ISIS, immigration, and the Second Amendment. His main message for central Pennsylvania: bringing jobs back to the area. Nearly 7,000 people attended the event, and he sat down for a one-on-one exclusive with 6 News anchor Marty Ranovatic.
Why in the world would you want to take on the toughest job in the world? Why do you want to be president?
To make America great again. It's been so good to me. We're going to make America great again. We're going to bring back our jobs. We're going to have great borders, strong borders. We're going to build up our military. We're going to take care of our vets. We're going to have really great health care. We're going to, obviously, we have to repeal and replace Obamacare. And we're going to protect our Second Amendment. Our Second Amendment, you mentioned guns a little while ago. Our Second Amendment is under siege. We won't have a Second Amendment. We are going to protect our Second Amendment.
Trump continues his campaign tour today, where he's visiting Connecticut. You can watch that full interview with Donald Trump on our website, WJACTV.com. Meanwhile, Republican Vice President candidate Mike Pence visited Indiana. He stopped by a popular burger restaurant called Joe Willie's in Columbus. He took the time to shake people's hands and speak about Trump's vision for America. On the campaign trail now, this time with Hillary Clinton. Clinton released her latest tax returns. Her campaign launched a new attack on Donald Trump for not releasing his returns. NBC's Kristen Welker reports.
This plan as, and I quote,
tonight, Hillary Clinton hoping the release of her 2015 tax returns will pressure Donald Trump to do the same.
Because he refuses to do what every other presidential candidate in decades has done and release his tax returns.
The filings show the Clintons made a combined $10.7 million last year, far less than the $28 million they made the year before. They donated just over $1 million to charity, virtually all of it to the Clinton Foundation, and more than a half of the Clintons' income from paid speeches. Some of the same speeches she came under fire for during the primary for not releasing transcripts.
Let's set the same standard for everybody. When everybody does it, okay, I will do it.
But the Clinton campaign hopes today's release will cast a cloud over Trump, with 64% of Americans saying Trump should release his taxes. Clinton supporter, billionaire Warren Buffett, even daring him.
I'll bring my tax return. He could bring his tax return.
But tonight, fresh fears for the Clinton campaign. Security experts say a Russian cyber attack on the Democratic Party now bigger than it once appeared. The last leak led to the embarrassing ouster of DNC chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
With the amount of information that the adversaries had access to, they're likely to start dropping that information into the public domain on a regular basis.
The possibility looming of an October or even September surprise. Kristen Welker, NBC News, Washington.
The 4-H Club is celebrating 100 years in Cambria. They offer livestock clubs, community clubs, shooting sports, cooking, sewing, and much more. Tonight, the 4-H Club hosted a celebration at the Central Cambria High School. The event included a buffet performance by a local comedian and farmers that all took place at 7.
It's a very cool thing, very awesome that we've got this far, and I hope it continues for another 100 years.
Turning now to Huntington County, the Rock Hill Trolley Museum showcased refurbished trolley cars, and some of them have local ties. 2 Johnstown trolley cars have been restored to their brilliant original colors with fine woodwork and polished brass. People were able to hop on the trolley cars to take a ride today. An officer is shot and killed in New Mexico. Police arrest the suspects. 6 people died after a small plane crash. What investigators are saying tonight.